Okay, so I'm back. You can see that I have put the rest of the fuses in here. I have already put the hot glue in here. Still just a little bit warm, a little bit tacky, but once it dries, I mean, this has only been 45 seconds since I put these on here, since I glued them, and I mean, you could put this upside down and all of them will come out at the same, and all the tubes will come out of the rack together because they're glued in there pretty good. You just need to put a nice double glue on there and you're good to go. So I've got this ready to go. So there you can see there's a little bit of a gap between the igniter and the fuse, and I'm just using some blue tape here, and see if I can do this with one hand. You want to make sure that that is good and tight on the fuse, so that way the fuse and the igniter do not come apart. And then what I also do is I take, let's see if I can do this here. I fold over, prop this here for just a second. Hang on with me, guys. There we go. Okay, so I folded it over like so, and this will keep any tugging from pulling this out. And then I just take this tape right up on around there. A little harder with one hand, a little easier with two, but yeah, that's the way it goes. And then what I'll do is I'll tape this up here like so to secure it to the board, and then I will fold up the rest of the fuse and stick it inside this top fuse, or up in here in the top mortar. And then I'll run a piece of tape across here to protect these, and I will write out which one this is. So this is going to be blue number 15, and I will put that up here on top, so that way then I can, when I get there, I can put everything out. The other thing that I did was I went on a free website called SketchUp, and I designed the entire layout. So I did 2 dimensions each platform, so 8 by 8, and that's how I figured out how many racks I'm going to put on each one and where I'm going to put everything. And so I can actually print out each individual platform on a piece of paper and have it with that platform, so when I get set up and get left, center, right, and my my fourth one set up, which will actually be behind center, which will have the 10-minute show and some extra racks on it. It makes it a lot easier, so I know exactly where everything goes. I've on there, and when I get out there, I'll show the paper that shows each one. But in there, you can label each one, so that way so this one was number 15, blue. So I actually numbered, as I went through and built the show, I numbered each one on the SketchUp, so that way when these get there, it'll just be like, hey, this one goes here, this one goes over here, this one goes here, this one goes here, and make it much easier. So yeah, so that's how I kind of get all this set up. Like I say, this format I saw in Cody B Pyrotechnics. He's the one who I saw do that first, and I'm like, man, that is going to be the easiest way to shoot off consumer grade fireworks. Obviously, you get into the bigger stuff, you don't want to do it that way. But when I get to the point of loading these, what I'll do first is put in what fireworks. I've got some Death Shells, I've got Kingslayer, I've got Overloaded, I've got Mother of All Fireworks. I think I got 4 or 5 different packs of fireworks to make my assortments. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, and based on where it's at in the show, I'll put different ones in different racks with the fuse sticking out. And then once I've got all the fireworks where I want them, then I'll go back through and use the fuse to pull it out, pull the fuse out of the firework, cut the bottom little cap off, dump the lift charge inside the top with the firework on top of it, and then you don't have when you shoot them off, then you don't have the little brown cap stuck in the bottom of your firework tube, building up over time. I always try and clean these out after every show just to make sure there's nothing left in them. Last year I had, I think, 3 mortars that didn't fire during my show. So with this, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're not going to have one not fire, unless for some reason it gets blown out. But that's the point of the glue in the bottom here, is to hold these to keep them from being blown out. And when I did my test track, which is on my channel, I actually had, with this setup with the green fuse, I did not have anything covering this, and I could not tell in the video because I stepped back and I was just filming this part of it mainly for timing for my own. But somehow I got 2 of these to fire, so I don't know, at the exact same time. And I don't know if because some of them I had with fuses on top, which was I still had the fuses in them. I just put the firework in there with the fuse with the bottom off of it, and then the rest I did with no fuses in them. My father-in-law noticed that with the fuse still attached to the firework, when it fired, because it lit from the bottom, it still had that entire length of fuse to burn. It went floating off. So you're firing off anywhere near dry ground, definitely remove the fuse. I mean, you shouldn't be firing anywhere near anything that's dry anyways, but middle of July, that's about impossible to find any in a lot of places. Fortunately, where I'm shooting, it's the middle of farm country and everything is green. My uncle keeps it green where I shoot from, and so there's nice green grass that I'm shooting off of, and that's going to make it a lot better. We have a fire truck, or a water truck rather, that we keep on standby. I don't soak the plywood with the cakes on it while the cakes are on it, but I do water down all around just before dark, just to kind of keep everything nice and moist. We have that ready to go. I think it's like a 200-gallon tank on there, and so we can, actually it's a lot bigger than that. I think it's like a 1,000-gallon tank. So we have water ready to go. Last year I had my 10-minute show, I had some of the cakes ignite 3 times, and so my dad wet it down a couple of times, and then my cousin's sprinkler with the gun on the end of it actually got everything wet, so it helped really kind of douse it. But anyways, kind of blabbering on there, but yeah, hopefully everything goes well. I'm really looking forward to it. I am heading to my family's tomorrow, going to do some pre-show setup, and I'll come back on and show a lot of that, because we'll have all the mortar racks out. Later in the day, I'll get all the mortar racks out and have them set up where I want. We'll have the platform set up, and I'll start breaking open the boxes of cakes and stuff so we can start labeling and putting igniter clips on the ones that we need to put them on and stuff, and get everything as ready as we can to be ready to shoot on the 4th. And we're going to get going early in the morning on the 4th to get everything lit up. So hope everybody has a good 4th, and like I say, we will talk to you soon.